Hi, I'm George Woodbury from College of the Sequoias in Visalia, California, and in this video we're going to talk about vertical shifts of graphs. So if we have a function y equals f of x and then there's a value of k added on outside the function, that applies a vertical shift up or down of k units depending on whether k is positive up or negative down. You take the basic graph and then you shift it by k units in that vertical direction. So this time we're looking to graph y, or f of x equals x squared plus 5. And I've got the points for that parabola already on the screen and in the table. Right? They're on the graph and in the table. But x squared plus 5 would add 5 onto all of those values. So when x was negative 2 instead of 4, we get 4 plus 5, or 9. When x is negative 1, instead of getting 1, we get 1 plus 5, or 6. When x was 0, instead of 0, we get 5. When x was 1, instead of 1, we get 6. And finally, when x was 2, we're going to get 9 instead of 4. So negative 2, 9 is up here. Negative 1, 6. 0, 5. 1, 6. 2, 9. And what we can basically see is that all of those points have been moved up by 5 units. It's the same exact graph. If you could pick the black points off the graph and just carry them up 5 units, that's the graph that you would get. So that's a vertical translation or shift of 5 units upwards because the value that we're adding on, k, is positive. Let's take a look at the other direction. The square root of x versus the square root of x minus 3. So k here is negative 3. That means that we're going to take all of those results and shift them down by 3 units. So when x is 0, now we'll get negative 3. When x is 1, we'll get negative 2. When x is 4, we'll get negative 1. And when x is 9, we'll get 3 minus 3, or 0. So all these are moving down 3 units. 0, negative 3. 1, negative 2. 4, negative 1. 9, 0. Like so. Okay. That's vertical shifts. You've got to figure out what number is being added to or subtracted from the function and move the graph by that number of units in that direction.